Hi, good morning. So today we are going to be looking at counting change. So counting change is one of the toughest things that third graders learn how to do. And I'm going to try to explain to you best I can. It takes time, it takes practice. So don't get frustrated if you don't get it the first or second or third or even fifth time. I'm going to go through a lot of examples, okay, before we ever touch the workbook. So right now, just close your math book, put on your listening ears, okay? Don't be distracted. Put on your listening ears, get them on really tight. Get them on. Oh, there, mine's on now. And open your eyes and pay really close attention. So I'm gonna do it bit by bit, one at a time, and try to help you get to where you can count back change, okay? Let's just be honest, guys. There's actually adults that can't count back change, okay? When I was a hostess at a restaurant that I worked at, my boss made us count back change because one time she had a power failure and none of her hostesses or waitresses could count back change. They would just plunk it into the cash register. It would tell you how much change you got. So she actually made it a rule that we could not use that until like 3 months in, because she wanted to make sure that we were counting back change. Okay, so I have a lot of experience counting back change, and I'm just going to tell you, it just takes practice. All right. So the first thing you do to count back change is you figure out how much money you spent. So let's pretend somebody bought their stuff and it was $6, and we'll start with an easy one, 50 cents. Okay? And you go to the cash register and you give them $10. So the goal that you are trying to accomplish is you're trying to count up from $6.50 to get to $10. Okay? So my first goal when I'm counting back change is to get rid of all the cents I can. Okay? So if they gave me $6.50, the first thing I'm going to do is give them a quarter. Okay? Quarter. So that will get me to $6.75. Okay? My goal is to try to always get these up to quarters because remember we talked about if you have too much change in your pocket, it makes your pants fall down. So I am trying to get it all the way up to $1. This is already 50, which is when we count quarters, right? 25, 50, 75, $1. Okay? So I'm excited that it's 50. I'm just going to try to get to $7. So if I add 1/4 to that, I'd be counting by 25s, right? So if I count 50, 75. So I'm at $6.75. So now I need another quarter, okay? Because if I add another quarter to the $6.75, I will have $7. And I've reached my first goal, which was to get rid of the cents. No more cents. Now I can just give back dollar bills. So $7, $8, $9, $10. These are all $1 bills. Okay? Because in order to get to $10, I need to just add ones. Does that make sense? So I have $7, $8, $9, $10. So the change I gave back, to find out what change you gave back, you're just going to count the money. So I have $1, $2, $3 and 25.50 is what I gave back in change. Okay? Now don't freak out if you didn't get that. It's the only first time. Okay? It's going to take a few times, so don't worry about it. I'm going to go turn on the fan. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hi. I was kind of getting warm, so I turned on the fan. Hopefully you can hear me above the fan. I'll talk a little bit louder to make sure you can hear me above the fan. All right, so let's try another one that I consider less difficult because I'm going to start you off with nice quarters, okay? And then we're going to go from there. So let's pretend that you spent $1.25. Say you went and got some candy at the store and you spent $1.25. But you don't have $1.25 in your wallet. You pull out a $5 bill, okay? Now our goal is to count from $1.25 to get up to the $5. Now I already have quarters, which makes me super happy, so I just need to keep adding quarters till I get to $5. So 1 quarter would be $1.50, and then another quarter would be $1.75, and another quarter would be $2. Okay? This is why it's important to know what your quarters are, what your dimes are, what your pennies are, what your nickels are, so that when you're trying to figure it out, okay, you can count up. So once you get to a 25, a 50, or a 75, you want to go to quarters, okay? And here we start out with a 25, so I can go to quarters right away. So I add a quarter, so when I'm counting by 25s, it would be $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2. So now I've reached my goal, which is to get rid of the cents. I don't have any more cents, okay? So now I need to get to $5. So I have $2. Then if I add $1 to that, right, I'm counting $2, $3, $4, and we're going to squeeze one in here. We'll pretend it's folded. And $5. Okay? So let's look at one that's not as nifty as that one. Let's look at one that does not have quarters. Okay? Pretend, I'm going to move it closer. If I could move the table closer, I would do that. But it's a big, heavy table, so it doesn't really move closer. All right, how's that? A little better? Okay. So let's go ahead and think about a number, which will be, say, $1.40. We'll just go $1.40. Okay? We'll start out with no pennies yet. Okay? So we have $1.40, and we give the person well, no, that wouldn't be good. We give them $2. Okay? Because you don't have $1.40, you have $2. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to get your cents up to quarters. Okay? So you want to get it to a 50 or a 75 because we're already at 40, so we can't go back down. We go up. Okay? We're always going up. Just like when you're in school, right? You're always trying to get up. You're trying to get better grades. You're trying to go to the next grade. Okay? You don't want to go down. You don't want to go back to 2nd grade, right? You want to go up to 4th grade. So that's what you do with change. You always want to go up. You never want to go back down. Okay? All right, so we have $1.40. So what we would need to get to a 50, which would be like a quarter thing, yeah, divisible by 25, would be a dime, yes? So a dime would get us to $1.50. Okay? So now we get to quarters again. Yay! We get to work with quarters. So a quarter would then be, we're counting by 25, so it would be $1.75. And then another quarter would be $2. So our change would be, we count our change now. 25, 50, 60. Okay? So it would be 60 cents. How are we doing? Let's try another one with just tens, okay? So how about if we have 3 $3.30 is what we spent, and we gave them $5. Again, we're starting at $3.30 and we want to count up to $5. Okay? So we have tens. We have a number that ends in 0, which we love. We want a number to end in 0. But this isn't one of our quarters. It's not a 25 or a 50 or a 75. So that's our goal, is to go ahead and get it to one of those numbers. So what would we add to the 30 in order to get to either a 50 or a 75? What do you think? I'm going to do something because the wind is blowing this a little bit. I don't want it to fall down and go boom or bang or crash or like that. All right. So we are going to start at $3.30. If we add a dime, that would be $3.40. Now, is $3.40 any of our 25, 50, 75s? No, it's not. So we have to add something else to try to get it to a 50 or a 75. What would we add? We would add another dime, which would give us $3.50. Okay? Now, we're still not where we need to be because we still have cents. But now we're to our quarters, which makes us happy. All right. So we're going to add a quarter to get us to $3.75. And another quarter gets us to $4. Now we've gotten rid of our cents, which is our next goal, right? To get rid of all our cents. We don't want any cents. We only want dollars, okay? So let's figure out, we're at $4 and we need to get to 5. So what would we need? Very good. We just need $1. There's our $1, which gives us to $5. How we doing? Good? Master good? Maybe? All right, so now we're going to go to the part that is the most challenging. We're going to start with a number that doesn't end in a 0. It doesn't end in a 5. It's going to have pennies, okay? So are you ready? Okay, here we go. So say I spent $4.21, okay? I spent $4.21 and I give the lady a $5 bill. So remember, when we're making change, we're counting up. We're going to start at how much we spent, which is $4.21, and we're going to count up to $5. We're counting back our change. So our first goal is to get our cents to either end in a 0 or a 5. Because if we can get it to a 0 or a 5, it makes it easier to go to the 50, 75, 25 thing. And again, we don't want a lot of change in our pockets. So when we end with a number that is not 5 or 0, we need to figure out how many pennies we have to use to get there. So our number is a 1, okay? So we need to figure out how many pennies. So we're counting by ones, okay? So I have 1 penny, which would be, I know pennies are close to dimes, $4.22. Then $4.23. Then $4.24. And our last penny gets us to $4.25. So we've counted our money up, okay, to get up to our $4.25. So we've reached our first goal, which is to get it either to a 10 or a 5, okay? And we're in luck because that's also one of our quarters, right? 25, 50, 75. So now we can start adding quarters to it to keep going, okay? So here we have a quarter, which will give us $4.50. Then we have another quarter, which will give us $4.75. And one last quarter will get us to $5. Okay? So we counted up. We started at $4.21. Then we went $4.22, $4.23, $4.24, $4.25. That ended in our 5 or 0. Okay? And we're also great because it ends in a 25. So a quarter, right? Which is either a 25, a 50, or a 75, which is really kind of your ultimate change goal to get to. Okay? So now we can start adding quarters. So we're counting by 25s because we're adding quarters. Because we got to a quarter number. Okay? Our quarter numbers are 25, 50, 75. All right? So here we are at 425. A quarter gives us 450, 475, and one last quarter gives us $5, and we're done. Because that's what we were trying to get to was $5, and we got there, so we're done. We don't want to do any more, okay? So now we're going to count how much change we gave. So we start with the biggest when we're counting how much money we gave somebody, right? So 25, 50, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. So we gave 79 cents. Okay? Does that make sense? So when you are counting back change, you start with how much you spent. You continue to add coins until you get this to a 0 or a 5. Once you get it to a 0 or a 5, then you want to get it to something that is a quarter, a 25. 25, 50, 75. Okay? Once you get it to there, you want to get it to where you have no cents. Okay? Once you get it to no cents, then you're just adding your dollars. Does that make sense? With our no cents? Okay. All right, so I'm going to grab the book. Okay? And I can't remember which button is pause, and it will start all over. So I hope you're understanding this. If you're not getting this, watch it again before you go to the book, okay? If you're still not getting it, watch it again until you get to the book. Remember I said at the beginning, this is a more challenging thing to learn to do with money, and some adults can't even do it, okay? So watch it a couple times, all right? I'm confident you're going to get it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the book. You might jiggle and wiggle because that's the book I put on top when it was all, bumping and stuff because of the fan. So if it goes down, you'll know what happened. All right. I need my glasses so I can see the numbers. Hi. All right. There it goes, wiggling and jiggling again. I'm a little worried. Okay, so number 1 says that you paid $3 and the price was $2.34. Does everybody see that? Number 1, yes? All right, so number 1, let's see. So your price, you spent $2.34. See, they start you right off with pennies. And you gave her $3. So our first goal, remember, is to get this. Here, I'll put number 1 so you remember it's number 1. To get this, no pennies, but we're trying to get it to dimes or quarters or nickels, which means we want it to end in a 0 or a 5, right? So we're going to start with our pennies. So 1 penny, okay, because we count by ones because we're doing pennies, gets us to $2.35. Ooh, we're to a 5, so we stop with pennies. No more pennies. We're all done. So if you notice, they gave you a penny. See, they give you the money, yeah? So underneath your penny that you see there, you're going to write $2.35, just like we've been doing all along, okay? And then they're so kind, because then they give you a nickel, okay? Because now they're trying to get it to 0. All right, so a nickel, we're count by So a nickel gives us to $2.40. Okay, we're trying to get to the 25. So we're trying to get to 25, 50, 75. Trying to get it to that quarter because then we can get less money. So what do you think you would add? I know, they give you the clue right in the book. So you would go ahead and add a dime, right? Which would be $2.50 because here you're counting by tens, right? So we started off counting by ones to get to $2.35, and then another nickel to get to $2.40, and a dime to get to $2.50. Okay? And now, yay, we're at a quarter number. 25, 50, 75. So now we can start adding quarters. Oh, we like to get to quarters. So we have $2.75. And then our next quarter gives us $3. Okay? Then to count how much change we actually got, we go ahead and count. We always start with our biggest number and go down to our smallest value, right? So quarters are more than pennies, and pennies are less than dimes. So you want to make sure you're always counting it in the order from greatest to least, okay? So 25, 50, 60, 65, 66. So we gave 66 cents. Okay? How are we doing? It's a lot easier when they give you the numbers in there, yeah? All right, so let's look at number 2. Number 2 says that we spent $3.29. Oops, 29 cents. And when we went to the cashier, we gave her, I'm sorry, I said $3, but then I wrote a 2. Silly Mrs. Johnson. Silly. $3 and 29 cents. Sometimes my brain and my hand don't do the same thing, do they? It's okay, everybody makes mistakes. And what did we give her? We gave her $4. Okay? So our first goal again is to get rid of the penny numbers. Okay? Penny numbers are any number that's not a 5, a 10, or a 0. A 5 or a 0. Okay? So, here we have penny numbers, so we got to get it away. So we're going to take 1 penny, and that will be $3.30. There we have it. We have our 0. Very exciting. Okay? Then you're going to try to get this up to a number that deals with quarters, right? 25, 50, or 75. And we only have 30, so what will we do? We will do a dime, which will get us up to $3.40. Another dime will get us up to $3.50. Okay? And again, they tell you right in there, penny, dime. Yes? All right, now we're at $3.50. Yay, it's a quarter number, right? 25, 50, 75. So now we're going to move to quarters. And when we count with quarters, we count by 25s. So here's our first quarter, which is $3.75. And there's our next quarter, which is $4. Yay, we got to our $4. Remember, we're counting from what we spent up to what we gave them. Now we're going to see how much change that's supposed to be. So we start with our biggest value, 25, and that's another quarter, so we're counting by 25s. 25, 50, 60, 71. Okay, so we gave 71, we got 71 cents change back. How you doing? 50, 60, 71. I always double check. Okay? All right, number 3. So when I worked at the movie theater, I was like the only person that knew how to count back change. It was very interesting. And I worked with people older than me, younger than me. This is a really good skill to have because When a cashier hands you money back, if you don't know how much change you're supposed to be getting back, they might give you too little, they might give you too much, and you might think, hey, that's okay to give me too much, but it's not, because it's kind of like stealing, and the cashier can actually be fired if they give you too much change back. So it's a really good thing to know how much change you're supposed to have back so that you make sure everything is correct. Okay? All right, so number 3. They spent $4.77 and they gave the cashier $5. So how much change will we get back? Oh, look, we have 77. 7, 7. 7 is not a 0 or a 5, so we need to start with pennies. So we automatically know if we're not a 0 or a 5, we have to do pennies. It's just like automatic to get us to a 0 or a 5 as our last number in the ones place, okay? We have to get to zeros or 5s in the ones place. So here we have 7, so we're going to start with pennies. And we're counting by ones. It would be $4.78. And then we need another penny because that's not a 0 or a 5, is it? So that would give us $4.79. Oh, we're still not at a 0 or a 5. So now we need another penny, which would give us $4.80. Oh, look! Yay! We got to a 0. So we don't need any more pennies. Put those pennies aside. No more pennies. So now our next goal is to get to one of those numbers that is a quarter, which is 25, 50, 75. But look, we are already past 25, 50, and 75. So that tells us we're not going to use any quarters at all on this one because we're already past the quarters, okay? Remember, we're always going up into the sky, okay? Like Jesus when he rose from the dead, okay? We're not coming down, although Jesus is coming down one day, but we're not going down. We're always going up, all right? Okay, so here we have a dime, which would be our next thing, because now we're going to count by tens, so $4.90, and a dime to give us to $5, because remember, once you go to dimes, you're counting by tens, pennies you're counting by ones, and nickels you're counting by 5s, and quarters you're counting by 25s. But you don't always start back at 0. You start from where you end off, okay? Because again, we're not going down, we're always going up. All right, so now let's go ahead and count how much change that would be. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23 cents. Okay? That's it. That's the whole thing. Okay? It feels a little odd. It seems a little difficult. But if you just keep working at it, you will get it. I promise. All right? Okay. So, the story problem. It says, Grandma gave Mandy a $35 gift card. As you can see, I have run out of room on my board here. So let's put it here maybe. $35 gift card. Okay? And Mandy used the gift card to buy scrapbook supplies. See the little chart that you have there? That tells the different supplies and how much they cost? She bought an album, borders, and stickers. How much money does Mandy have left? Remember, we've always talked about this. You have to tell me how much you spent first. So we can't just say 35 and start subtracting. First, we have to add how much did she spend. So let's take a look, shall we? All right, so she bought an album. And if you look here, the album is $15.99. Okay. And she bought borders. So the borders are $8.49. $8.49. And she bought stickers. And the stickers are $3.99. Okay. Now see how I lined up my column right underneath, right? I didn't put my 8 way over here over the 5. I need to make sure that they stay where they belong, okay? Because if you start moving them, you put them over the 5 or in the wrong place, it's very hard to add it correctly. So let's go ahead and add it. So 9 and 9 and 9. Remember, we have a shortcut. We can multiply. 9 times 3 is 27. 27. Because they're all the same. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 is the same as 9 times 3, 27. Okay, and then we had 18, 20, 24. Remember, you can add it however is easiest for you. And then we have our decimal. Stop decimal. I'm sorry, guys. I would have erased this if I was, on my dry erase board. But since I'm not. Okay, and then 2 and 5 is 7. 7 and 8 is 15. 15 and 8 is 18. Okay, and I like to double check it. So I know this is 10 and this is 8, which is 18. So I'm right, okay? I always do that. I double check it. It's a good thing to do. Add it one way and then do something different to make sure you get the same number twice. It's a good habit to get into, okay? All right, then I have my 1 and my 1, which is 2, and my $sign. So she spent $28.47, okay? So I know how much she spent. What did she buy? Okay. How much does she have? Remember? So she has $35 minus what she spent, which is $28.47, and we subtract that. Remember, that's how you do change. First, you find out what did they buy, then you find out what did they give, and you subtract those, right? You got to make sure the bigger number's on top, though. Otherwise, you'll be like the federal government and you'll be in a deficit. That won't be good, okay? All right, so let's subtract. Can we subtract this? No, because 0 is smaller than our 7, so we can't do that. We go next door. Uh-oh, our next door neighbor doesn't have anything, so he's going to go check with his neighbor, okay? Oh, there we go. So the 5 becomes a 4 because we're going to borrow 1. We bring our 1 over here. Then we borrow again, 9 and 10, and then we're ready because we don't have any more numbers. So 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 4 is 5. And then we stop to bring down that decimal point. Okay? Oh, 4 minus 8. Uh-oh. I can't do it. The top number's not the same or bigger, so I have to rename it. So I go to my neighbor. Does he have something to help me? Yes, he does. So the 3 becomes a 2, and my 1 comes over here, which makes that 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. And 2 minus 2 is nothing, so I don't need it. And I'll just bring down my $sign. So she's going to get she still has $6.53 left on her gift card. So maybe there's something else she can go get. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to do the back of the page. Okay? So the number for the back of the page is 242. Okay, so we did 241 together. And 242 you'll do on the back of the page, which is the back of the page, and submit that one, okay? If you did not understand, please watch it again, okay? Normally in class I'd say, hey, how you doing? Thumbs, right? Yes, sorta, have no idea, okay? But since I can't see your thumbs, I don't know how you're doing. So if you're doing great, you got it, don't watch this video again, you're good to go. If you're sorta, kinda, watch the beginning again, okay? If you have absolutely no idea, definitely watch it all again. And if after that you still have no idea, talk to your mom and dad, okay? So this is actually our last video before break, because tomorrow you're going to be doing the review, right? Which is all yourself, and don't worry because there is no making change on here, okay? And then On Thursday, it will be your test. Yes. Sorry, I'm thinking third grade, fourth grade, third grade, fourth grade. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Thursday is your test. So I know you guys all have practice packets. So the practice packets will be when we come back. Okay. We'll see what happens. The Lord knows. Okay. So money, we can use money to buy things that we need. We can use money to help others. But there's certain things money can't buy. Okay. Money can't buy friendship. Money can't buy love. And especially money can't buy a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. No matter how much money you have, what you have to do is ask Jesus to come into your heart and make him the Lord and Savior of your life, and then you will be with him forever. But money can't buy that. Only your decision to follow the Lord can do that. So if you've never done that, please go talk to your mom and dad. Please just pray that Jesus will forgive you of your sins and accept him into your heart and your life and live for him. Okay? So remember, this is a time that we're celebrating Christ's sacrifice for us and that he rose from the dead. He was crucified on the cross to pay the penalty for our sins. And he was raised from the dead. And then he walked the earth for 40 days. And then he ascended to heaven. And someday, maybe soon, the way the world's going, Jesus will be coming back for his people. Okay? And I hope you're one of them. And if you're not, you can take care of that. Just pray to the Lord to forgive you your sins and to come into your heart. All right? So have a great Easter break, and I will see you on the 20th, okay? Bye. And now I have to come and turn it off because I have no cameraman, so I'm sorry.